Good evening and welcome to Success in the City. My name is Helen Webster and I'm with the lovely
Sandra Scott, and our friend Rossie is soon to join us. We're just having technical hitches. It runs smoothly, this show, every week.
And the thing is, you see, you're all fancy pants with your Macs, isn't it? You're all fancy pants with your Macs, you see, but you need like just a basic, oh, it is.
So I'm looking really cloudy. Where's the camera on this thing?
There you go. Look, we can see you now.
You're live on Facebook and on YouTube. That's it. There we go.
Give a little rub at the top of the camera on the top of your mouth.
In the way of the camera.
That's what you get. You see for having posh Macs. Or on your iPads.
He had to get his iPad.
Oh, he's gone.
Hopefully. What
That's okay.
Have we been 50? Oh,
he's back. He's back once again.
Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this cover, okay?
Yeah,
yes,
that's cool.
There we go.
I was not expecting to use this, and it's old.
It's all right.
It's 5 years old.
There you are. We can see you then.
I got it for my 50th birthday, so the cover has seen better days. So apologies for anyone watching, and I'm just going to get myself in focus because I wasn't expected to use this, but here we go.
Don't apologise. It's cool. It's a little tech hitch. We're just a bit slick here, Rossie. You know what I mean? We're like we're like a well-oiled machine. Aren't we?
Our listeners and viewers are used to this. This is a weekly performance.
Well-oiled being the operative, eh?
This is our life, isn't it? This is how we roll.
I do stumble upon this every week, and I really thoroughly enjoy it.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
We're super excited to have Rossie with us tonight, and we'll find out loads and more about you in a minute. And thank you for giving your time to come on tonight, which is cool. Brilliant. But first, we do a shout out to the kids. So any young people who've done amazing things. So San, have you got any young people who've done amazing things?
Oh yeah, one of my little angels this evening, actually, she comes on, she just does half an hour French with me, and she was tearful when she came on. And I said, what's wrong? And it was a times table she'd been trying to learn for school. The poor kids, honest to God. So, you know me, numerically challenged. But the thing with numerically challenged people is they can help people who struggle with numbers. So so we did her tables and that, and we only did 15 minutes of French, but she went away happy. And that was good. That was the main
Did you do your timetables in French?
No, just get them in English first. I was tempted, but we did some fun stuff about animals to cheer it up. So
Okay, amazing. So I'm going to give a little shout out to Maisie. So Maisie won a certificate for just being ace, and she's dead funny. So big shout out to Maisie Moodles for winning a certificate in school, like start of the week or something like that. It was so that's cool. So Rossie, I know you've got young people in your life. Any younger people or anything who've done amazing things that we're going to give them a little shout out?
Well, I've got a 15-year-old daughter, Nancy, and she's an all-round great kid. So every day's a good day, to be honest, perfect honest. She's got a little sister called Alex as well, and they've both just got a brand new dog called Buster. So I'm looking forward to seeing Buster hopefully in the next week or so. So that's something to really look forward to.
So what's Buster then? What type of dog is Buster? Is it a secret?
He's a toy poodle. I understand, a toy poodle. So he's very small. Cool,
amazing. Best thing ever for young people is to have a dog.
I'm desperately trying to get this thing out of this cover, because once I get out of the cover, it'll be better. So I found out how to do it. I found out how to get out of the cover. So I'm going to get this out of the cover. And sorry for being so disorganized.
Right. Don't worry about it. That's cool. Don't apologize. We're rocking it.
You're amongst your friends here.
Excellent behavior.
It's with your auntie and your nan.
And that's what she says to everyone. It's like being with your nan.
Well, I've got to be honest, I'm probably older than both of you, to be fair.
You're certainly not. I was surprised that you were 50.
55.
Oh, you are. I'm 55 in September, so you are.
What date in September are you 55?
The 13th.
13th. Oh, my mum's the 19th, but she'll be a little bit older. She'll be 75.
Is she a Virgo? Is she quite, critical?
No, she's not critical at all, and I'm not even sure. Probably a Virgo.
Yeah, unlucky for someone a 13th there, Sam.
Oh yeah. Well, I always say that, and my sister-in-law Anne-Marie, hers is the 13th of August. I think 13's very, very lucky. And when I worked on the plane, we used to sit all the Italians in the row 13 and all the English in row 17, because in Italy, 17 is an unlucky number. And the Italians used to go, oh my God, look at them sat in row 13. And the English people used to go,
you should have done it the other way around, just for a laugh.
And the English people used to go, look at them sat in 13. So there we go. It's lucky 13.
It is
My
lucky,
grandmother was born on the 13th of April. And don't worry, you'll hear my dog barking at exactly...
No, that's mine. That's mine.
You don't have this in your...
That's my dog.
Yeah. You don't have dogs barking in your radio station, do you? There's none of this on your show.
Is that not a dog, did you say?
Yeah, that's my dog. She's just like left. She's just done the... Come here. She's just done the wall of death.
Because my dog will start barking, let me tell you, at exactly 8 minutes after 8, Emma will come in from work because she's at work till 8. She comes in, if she's in a 10-6, 6:08. If she's in a 12-8, 8:08. But Mickey, who's sat behind me sleeping, I'm not sure if you can see, I don't know how to work this thing.
By the fire. Yeah, don't do that. We might never get you back.
So at 8 minutes past 8, you'll hear Mickey barking in anticipation of Emma coming in the door.
Oh, isn't that lovely? That's so funny. Well, we best get on track then, hell, eh?
Okay, we're back on. So, success this week, something that's happened to you that's amazing that we can share with everybody. So, it could be anything, Rossie. It can be like most Wednesday. We've moved to a Tuesday now. It used to be on a Wednesday, and Sandra used to have had her hair done on a Wednesday, which was a massive success. Now we've got to wait now, like, haven't you?
I'm going tomorrow.
I know, can't wait for you. Then I'll go out for a drink with you.
Zoe's doing it tomorrow because Bernadette's gone to a funeral.
Okay.
Oh,
let's see then. Okay, so amazing thing that's happened to you, Sam, this week. A massive success for you.
Rossie agreed to come on the show. What's better than that? That's the #1 success of the week. Second success is I'm going to be doing a Japanese course for 7 people in their place of work, and the courses are back, thank God. So I'm excited about that. And then, Ronan's taken over the social media for Chataway. I'm so happy. It's like the weight of the world off my shoulders. So that's brilliant too. What more do you want? What about you,
and he's good at it as well, isn't he? I've had like loads of meetings this week and last week. So it's lovely that now things are starting to open up. We can actually go and see people and say hello in real life, which we've really missed. So I'm actually on Friday, I'm going to see Laura from Cash for Kids. So I've known Laura for a while and had a lovely conversation with her last week because I haven't spoken to her for ages. And we're actually going to have a coffee on Friday, which is cool, and talk about some exciting partnerships that we're going to do together. I had an amazing meeting today. I went in thinking one thing and come out with a totally other mad thing in my head. So that was amazing. I saw 2 lovely people yesterday. Went over to the SSE, which was cool, seeing some older friends. Monday, we've got the Whack-a-Ball course, our very first Whack-a-Ball course in the UK. So, yeah, loads of boss stuff going on. So I'm dead excited.
What about you, Rossie? What's exciting things has happened in your life this week? What successes have you had?
Well, we're only into Tuesday. So thus far, it's been good as far as... the program goes. That's fine. It's not for me to say it's good, but from the boss and listeners, it's been good.
Nice.
So tomorrow is a big day. It's the ratings day, Radar Day. So that comes out at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So it's all of that will be embargoed till midnight tomorrow night. So fingers crossed. That'll be
fingers round, Rossie. Okay, so we do fingers round. All is sound.
Rossie, our week goes from Tuesday from show to show. And I read that you had 1.2 million listeners last week.
1.3.
I was going to say, I'm sure it was 1.3 that you read. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not good. As I said, I'm not good with
She's rubbish at numbers.
That child will get all her tables wrong tomorrow.
Yeah, it was good last time around, and obviously we've not been doing the normal radio audience surveys due to everything that's been going on for the past couple of years. So that was a big surprise, and we're going out across more radio stations now, and hopefully it wasn't a fluke, and hopefully things tomorrow are as good.
Definitely.
Well, I heard as well the other day, like you had a guy trying to answer the question about the clip in the morning, and you said, "Oh, well, the prize won't be going over to the East End," and I thought, "Oh God, that's someone in London." Listen,
yeah.
It's like nationwide. That's fantastic.
People listen all around the world. You hear them and they phone and they go, "I'm just sitting on the beach," and you're like,
"Yeah, we do get a lot of that. We do get a lot of that." So,
can I just ask, what was the £9 that everybody spends? Because I was going to work this morning, and then I started off 6. So what was the £9? I was going to say either carrier bags or shopping trolleys.
So that was a 6:30 survey. The average Brit will spend £9 a year on this. It was in vending machines. They'll spend £9 a year in vending machines.
I never get them, those things. I never ever know the answer.
I probably wouldn't spend £9. When Nancy was younger, I would probably have spent more than £9, especially those machines that have the little balls with toys inside them. So I probably would have spent more money on those.
Oh, £9. I was driving, and then I had to get out, and I was fuming because it was like 9:30 something, and I was like, yeah, so cool. Okay, so we're going to play this or that. Okay. So Sandra and I'll ask you and Sandra will ask me or you this or that.
Right.
Okay. You can just chill and just answer whichever one you think this or that. Do you want to go first, Sandra, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first. Go on. Guinness or gin?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Definitely Guinness. I don't drink spirits.
Oh, that's quite funny. Yeah. So I'd say gin because I don't like Guinness, even though. So we don't do this or that is not prepared. We just randomly come out with stuff. Don't we, Sam?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Well, I drink spirits, but I don't drink gin. So I'd have half a Guinness, definitely.
Because otherwise you cry your leg off, wouldn't you?
Gin. That's very rare. My wife Emma, that's all she will drink now is gin.
Same.
Not the flavored gins either. With all due respect to that.
Yeah.
She just likes a good dry gin.
Yeah, dirty gin. I like a dirty gin.
Dirty gin.
A dirty gin. So, Rossie, this one's to you.
Okay.
Breakfast show or drive time? Which one did you like presenting the most?
Breakfast all day long. You know what? Getting up, right? People say, "Oh, you get up at 10 past 4 in the morning." There's never ever a nice time to get out of bed, in my opinion. When my feet touch the floor, and by the time I've brushed my teeth, before I've had my first coffee, I'm awake. Yeah. And I gave my car up last May, so I decided to walk 300 miles for June. And I thought by September I'll get myself a new car ready for the winter, and I've not got one since. So I still walk into work every morning, hail, rain, or shine. And I'm really, really enjoying that. And, I'm done by, with a meeting at 10:30 with the boss. Show finishes at 10. And I'm mostly out of the building by 11:15. So I come back, the day's my own. There's always things to do. When I get home, there's always a list of things to do.
Yeah.
So definitely 100%. I really enjoyed my time in drive time. It was fun. It was brilliant. And it suited my lifestyle better then because I was a lot younger and I was partying.
Yeah.
So now I get a nosebleed if I'm still up at 11 o'clock of an evening. So
I think if the drive time, you're waiting to go to work, aren't you? In the day, you're waiting to go to work. So you think, I can't do that because I've got to go to work. Whereas, as you say, you're done and dusted in the morning, aren't you? And you're away. What about you, Sam? Would you rather do early morning or like afternoony?
So I would say the same as Rossie's just said. So I used to be fine of an evening, come to life at 11 o'clock at night, no problem. I'm the opposite now. Early mornings. Although I do circuit, Helen runs a circuit class, and I do that on a Tuesday and a Thursday morning at 6:30 in the morning. And this morning I was definitely half asleep. I was really shattered this morning, but I wake up quite early most mornings, like 5:30ish, 6 o'clock, always, which isn't early to you, but to most people it is. So I get loads done in the morning now.
Yeah, I'm the same. I used to run pubs, so I was like a proper night owl. Yeah. So I'd wake up at like 12, 1 o'clock, midnight. That was my alive time. Whereas now I'm totally the other way around. So yeah, probably mornings for me. Go on, Sam. Next one.
Okay. Would you rather have an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet,
Yeah.
or Italian food?
Ooh, tough one. Probably Italian. Probably
Yeah, Italian for me.
Well, my question was topical with it being Chinese New Year.
Oh,
No.
yes, Chinese New Year.
I know it's a big event this weekend because we didn't
Yeah,
have it last year. And Carol Clare said, "Hi, Rossie and guys from Cuba."
Ah,
Yes, Carol.
Carol.
She's there for about 64 weeks, isn't she?
Yeah, she has 64 weeks holiday a year, Carol Clare.
Yeah.
Well deserved, Carol, and hello, Ian as
And
well.
Ian.
And Ian, yeah.
And
They'll be having a little cheeky bev now watching this.
See,
They will.
You've got viewers.
A
You're still being listened at in
Cuban
Cuba.
drink is. What is a typical Cuban drink? Would it be a rum?
Rum Bacardi.
Yeah.
Bacardi, yeah. Rum. Anything that's wet and makes your head go funny, isn't it? Really? Yeah.
I'm just thinking of those two. They're doing that thing where they go from optic to optic to optic to optic. You know, like people used to do years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
They're probably doing that with a wine chaser with every shot.
Drink.
Yeah. Okay. So I know, Rossie, that you're into your boxing.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you rather train for the fight? Because I know you've done, because I did box on the docks as well. Would you rather train for the fight, or would you actually rather be in the ring fighting? Did you like the training best or the actual fight?
Do you know something? That is a real tough one. I enjoyed the training. It was really, really tough. The walk to the ring was horrific. I remember my first fight, and I trained really hard. 3 2-minute rounds, which doesn't sound like an awful lot. But by the time I'd walked to the ring, and remember, I knew most of the people in the crowd that night, you know, with Cash for Kids, etc.
Yeah.
By the time I got in the ring, my energy was gone. With that, nerves had totally... And I'm going, how am I going to get through 3 2-minute rounds? I always finish the third round better. So doing the fight and finishing the fight, it just gives you that, you feel fabulous afterwards. Even with 2 broken ribs after my last fight. And remind me to tell you something about those broken ribs. It's very funny. So I'm going to go for the fight. I'm going to go for the fight. I would like to do another one, but Emma says absolutely no chance.
No, I don't blame Emma.
I'd like to do one more, just one more, but before I'm 60.
Yeah. What about you, San? And
do I prefer training for boxing or having a fight in the ring? Not having done either. So I would prefer to train because I would never get in a boxing ring unless I became a champion Thai kickboxer.
Well, it's never too late, Sandra. It's never too late.
Yeah, you can do that, mate.
I could be an Olympian, no problem.
So I'm like, I really, and so I did box on the docks and for Cash for Kids, and I loved the training side of it. I trained in Derry Matthews Gym, loved it, absolutely loved it. But walking to the ring, I've never felt anything like it. And me literally like stuck, and I had like no spit in my mouth, and got into the.
Did you not? You felt. Did all your energy go?
So I went on the trainer. He said to me, he said, "You will use your adrenaline." He said, to get in the ring, and I was thinking, I got in the ring, and I was like, and the first round, I was thinking that bell's broke. I was thinking, just ring it, will you? Just ring it.
How long does 2 minutes last for when you're boxing? Jesus.
Horrendous. But then the third round, I felt quite good because I think you must maybe settle your nerves. You must sort of get back into it. But I would never do it again because so I loved it. So I would possibly say the training, but like you finish it and you think, well, I've done that. But how these boxers do it is unbelievable. You don't realize the discipline and the levels of fitness that these guys have is just, even like the amateur boxers, they're just unbelievable. Yeah. Go on, Sam, next one.
Okay, last one, because we've got loads of questions for you, and I want to hear the funny story as well about the boat. Funny. Okay. Would you rather be on the radio up in the Radio City Tower or on ground level?
Oh my word, that's an easy one. The tower. It'll be my 17th year working from the tower in April. And I've never, ever in all those 17 years, and I never will for as long as I work there, and hopefully it's a long time to come. I've never taken the views where I work for granted ever. And it's, whether it's raining, snowing, sun shining, cloudy, foggy, you still get an amazing view. Sometimes you look over, you see the cloud, and then you can just see the two liver birds just perched up. And, you know, and then you can see sometimes on a really clear day, you can see the big one in Blackpool. You know, you see the ferries going off to Ireland. You know, you can see both football stadiums from the tower. It's the tower. It's the greatest radio station location, I think, on the planet. In the greatest.
I think so. When you go up there and you just look and you just think, "What? This is just
brilliant."
Amazing,
and even like of the night time when it's lit up as well. You know, it's great, fantastic.
Okay, last one. Okay, we're going to be super quick. Okay, a pint of Guinness in Ireland or a freezing cold beer in Spain.
Oh, bloody hell.
That was a fun.
Well, I've not been abroad now for a couple of years, but I do like to get back home. That's a good one and a very tough one. So, a pint of Guinness in Dublin. Do you mean a really top creamy pint with a beautiful head?
Yeah.
Bubble in the head. And the crack going on in the background in a bar.
With them all getting the little instruments out and having a sing and a dance.
And the bar on. The crack is good. The crack is 90. I'm going to go for the Guinness in Ireland.
Yeah. What about you, Sam?
Well, I love Ireland. I think it should be on the national health. It's like the most relaxing. It's just the most amazing place ever. But I love the sunshine and I need some. I don't drink beer, but I would take the beer in the beach now, I'm afraid, in the hot sun. Because I'm craving the beach definitely at the moment.
Even though I don't like Guinness, I'd have the Guinness in a pub in Ireland, in Dublin or somewhere where they just get like a little bit of an instrument and the next thing the whole pub's bouncing. So I love it, So I'd definitely go with the crack in Ireland,
The crack in Ireland, The crack in Ireland. So,
cool.
I love a beach action, but obviously Mickey is very much part of our life now, so we're looking at staycation. So this year's going to be Cornwall, I think.
Lovely. Amazing.
So I would have a cold beer and a cold Guinness in Cornwall, have the best of both worlds.
Exactly. There you go, on the beach. Okay, so San, Rossie's on our show. You can introduce him. And then we're going to hand it over to you, Rossie, and you've got like 25-ish minutes.
You know what? We have amazing people on here. We really do. And we're so lucky. And I think it shows the caliber of people we have, especially for yourself, that I asked you as like a little joke when we messaged each other on Instagram after you watched it. Never in a million years thought you'd say, "Oh yes, I'll come on," you know. So we're just so grateful to you. And it's people in the industry supporting other people, even though we're like, this is an amateur thing we do. And John Gibbons did the same, you know, and it's just really kind. So that's the measure of the person you are. So we're massively delighted to have you on today, Rossie. And we hope you would talk to us a bit really about your journey, how you came to do how you came to Liverpool, how you came to be where you are now, and the great successful show you've got, and about a lot of the charity work you've done as well over the years, of which you've done loads with our friend Carol for Cash for Kids, etc. Including the boxing and the broken rib story then.
Well, it's been quite a journey. You may or may not know, I started out as a chef. So I trained in Belfast and worked in a couple of really decent hotels, and then I went down south and worked in Waterford and Kerry for a while. And while I was training, while I was about 15 or 16, I would say quite trendy back then. I was in a town where it was all very much jeans and jumpers for lads, but I was wearing like leather trousers and the whole Duran Duran, John Taylor kind of look. And this guy that was running a successful roadshow asked me to DJ. And I just went, and I started doing it. It was rubbish, but they kept me on. And I trained to be a chef, and I really wanted to make it as a chef. Now, this is before chefs became rock stars, you know, like today's. I just loved it. And they say if you find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And that was true with the kitchen. It was really hard work. But I just made the most of it, and we had a laugh in the kitchen. We worked hard, but I always wanted to do radio, and I thought you really needed like a degree in English and stuff like that. And then someone just mentioned to me, "What about hospital radio?" So I sent off a few letters and ended up doing hospital radio in London in St. Stephen's Hospital. And then I moved to Australia and I cooked, but I worked in a radio station which had 5 breakfast shows, Monday to Friday. So I ended up doing a Thursday morning breakfast show, and I played loads of songs in this station that were never hits in Australia, but popular hits in the UK and Europe, and got a little bit of a cult following. And I came back and I was back in cooking. I was the sous chef at the Royal Albert Hall, and that was my first full gig as a chef. And I was making demos, and I had rejections that thick, and I've still got them. And I made a demo, and the girl I was seeing at the time says, "That's going to get you a job." And I went, "Really?" She says, "That's going to get you a job." I sent it off. Sure enough, I got 3 job offers. In-store radio, Top Shop, HMV. I got a chat with Radio Luxembourg. I'm not sure if you remember Radio Luxembourg.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
The Great 208, and a radio station in Ireland. I ended up doing 2 in-store stations in London. And then from there, I was doing loads of freelance stuff and commercial radio on the South Coast and, by Hampshire and Ipswich and places like that. And then I got a job offer up at Rock FM in Preston, Red Rose Radio. Yeah. And I got offered the evening show by a great guy called John Myers, who everyone called Team, because he called everyone Team when he was a larger-than-life character. Sadly, no longer with us, and he put me on evenings, and was doing 7 till 10. And then a new boss came along, and he goes, "You shouldn't be on evenings. You should be on Drive." So Rossie's rhythm-driven Drive was born, and we did some really good numbers there. And then Capital Radio was London only at the time, so it was Capital. Chris Tarrant on Breakfast, Foxy on Drive. You had some really big names there. They gave me a job offer, so I went down and did weekends. I started doing early breakfast, handed over to Tarrant every morning, which was an absolute joy. His audience figures were like, wow, they were like, something else. And then a new boss came along and wanted to make changes, and my face didn't fit. Now, I didn't get potted. They put me on 2 weekend shows on full pay. Now, a lot of people would say that'd be brilliant, but I just wanted to do a little bit more. So a friend of mine had started a new job in Leeds, and he said, "Would you like to do the morning show 10 till 1? So we had a bit of a chat, and I said, "That's great. Conditions are brilliant. Lovely." So I moved to Leeds, and I had 4 brilliant years in Leeds. So my heart always wanted to come to Liverpool, because I would say Liverpool is almost like the 33rd county of Ireland. The crack and the banter between Scousers and Irish is so similar.
Yeah.
And then I was advised by someone very high up, "I can't suggest that you show interest in a particular show in Liverpool, but if you do, that's your business," more or less saying,
"Do it.
You make the move." So I took on the mid-morning show on the 16th of April 2005, and that went really well. I settled in, moved to where I am now in L8. Never moved. I love where I live. So I did breakfast from mid-mornings 2005 to 2008. And then they offered me the breakfast show, and I didn't really want to take it. There was a whole lot of reasons why, and I'm not going to go into them here, but I didn't want to take it. It wasn't right. I thought they should have done other things. But they said, if you don't take it, someone else will. So back was to the wall. Not so much, they didn't pressurize me, but they goes, "We've made a decision, and we're changing the breakfast show." I didn't want to take it. But in the end, I was talked to and spoken to. So that went well. It was a bit of a struggle, actually, when it took over, because I was filling big shoes. There was a little bit of a drop in audience, for the first couple of surveys. But we found our feet, and we used to do a thing called the Village Idiot. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So the Village Idiot, so the loser stayed on, so you got to go back tomorrow morning because you are.
Yeah, that's right.
So who comes up with all of these ideas? Is it something that you create, or do you have a team of people?
I got that from a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, called Pete Snodden, who does the breakfast show on Cool FM in our sister station in Northern Ireland. And he would moved on to afternoons, I think, and he was telling me about this thing, Village Idiot, and he didn't really run with it. And I must admit, it did take a few weeks, maybe a couple of months for it to bed in, and then people got onto it and really, really enjoyed it. We had to move its time slot because parents and children were getting to school late because they were sitting in the car park and they wouldn't get out of the car. So that's how successful it was. So the breakfast show ran until 2014, and then they wanted to make a bit of a change, so they put Leanne and Dave on breakfast, and I went back on the mid-morning show. And then one of the big bosses said to me, well, Radio City Talks on FM, and then we've got Magic on AM. We're thinking of switching both over, but we would like to call Magic Radio City 2. Would you be up for doing the breakfast show on FM? And I went, bang, 70s, 80s, and 90s, yes.
Yeah.
So that happened in 2015, December 2015. And that really excelled beyond expectations, the whole 2 network thing, Radio City 2. It became massive in Liverpool. And with that, they thought we could go national with this and call it Greatest Hits. So that was 3 years ago, January 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember being gutted when you left the breakfast show and Leanne and Dave come on. And I remember being gutted, thinking, "Oh, I'm not listening to them." and now, Dave's gone, Ashley and Scott's on now.
They're very good.
You just sort of get used to it, don't you? And then they change it and you think, oh, I'm not listening to that. And then you get used to them and then they change it, isn't it? But I remember thinking, oh, that's just, I don't like them. But then I do really like them now. I think that, like, really, the banter they've got with each other is hilarious now. Sometimes I'm driving down and Leanne and Scott, I'm just like howling.
They are. I mean, when I'm making a coffee, I can hear them in the kitchen. And there's always laughter with those two. It is. I'm not advertising their bloody show, by the way.
Yeah.
No. It is a great show, and it's. But my only thing now is, and I'm going to sound like a proper old fogey, is when I hear the tunes, it's like, who the hell's that?
The music by
Because we were laughing, we were talking about when we're in nursing homes, like when we're, in years to come, what music are we going to be listening to? So is there going to be like all raving, like big party tunes and stuff where, and I was like, oh no, we'll probably be listening to the sort of records that you play, Rossie, because you have like 70s, 80s and 90s and things, and you still throw a few songs with words in, as my dad says, something like that, isn't it? So there's a few people listening in. Dave Fairberg's listening. He says, we love Rossie. Gave me my only ever business award back in 2007. So there you go. And John Howie, who was our guest last week from Liverpool John Moores Uni, he says, hi, folks. So there you go.
Hello, John.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So you've done loads of exciting radio stuff. And we know that you do so much more than just being on the radio. So tell us a little bit more about everything that you do, not radio.
I host an awful lot of events, host a lot of charity events. I've done loads of stuff recently for the Hilton, the Hilton Foundation. I'm very much, good friends with the Hilton and Marcus McGee, the general manager there. So anything involved with charity with them, I always do, because they put so much back into the community, into Liverpool. Obviously, Cash for Kids. I do as much. Obviously, the last couple of years, I've not done much, really, nor has anybody. There were no events to go to, attend, or host. So we're looking forward to getting back and doing some more stuff for them. I would dearly love to do another Box in the Docks, but I'm not sure I will be allowed. But I boxed, the last time I did Box in the Docks, I boxed a guy called Graham White, and he is he's now the announcer at Goodison. He was my successor, the announcer. Now Graham has shed a lot of weight. He's lost an awful lot of weight, and he does everything now. But at the time, he was 10 years older. He was 3 inches taller. He was 7
big lad, wasn't he?
7 stone heavier. I decided, I'll box him. So current announcer from Goodison versus the former announcer from Goodison. We sparred, we trained, we did all the bits and bobs, and we got in the ring. And the first round went pretty well for me, I think. We both agreed we weren't going to go and smash one another. That's not what it's about. Yeah. And the second round, I had him in the corner, so I thought I'm going to move out, and I thought I'll move this way to my left because he was right-handed, so he's going to come out this way. So I'm moving away from his left hand, moving away from that. But as it did, he came with the biggest hook in the world. This was a lot of weight, and he just went bang right in my ribs. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't feel any pain. I didn't feel any pain.
Probably your adrenaline was just like...
Jazza Dickens looked at me as if to say, crikey, but I genuinely didn't feel it. But I felt the thud, and it was like getting hit by a car. And then it was through the night it started to feel a little bit worse. But that got worse and worse as the week went on. So I went to what happened? I got up this morning and I was trying to put my jeans on and I couldn't put my jeans on. It was so I was getting dressed. Remember, it's 4:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I finally get dressed, gets my shoes on. I'm walking out like a 90-year-old man, and I get into the car. Getting into the car. I mean, if you'd have got that in video, I mean, Christ. So it gets to St. John's, parks the car. As I'm getting out of the car, I cough, and I can't explain. It was horrendous. So I pull myself up, and I get out of St. John's car park. I'm just looking at the time. I think I can hear the lock opening.
The dog's going to go.
He's going to go do Lally.
There he is. Perfect, thank you.
With clockwork.
So we've got to walk around the outside because it's early in the morning. St. John's isn't open. It's now 10 to 5 in the morning. So it gets down the steps and there's a slope that goes down past Argos. You know what I mean? That takes you down through the alley.
Yeah.
I'm walking down. I'm in bits. I can't breathe. I can hardly walk. I've got to do a 4-hour breakfast show. Going down, no one around, 10 to 5 in the morning. I hear, hey! I went, oh my God. So I carry on walking and then I hear, hey, again. And I'm thinking, oh my giddy aunt. This is no one's ever picked a fight with me this time of the morning. What am I going to, I can't run. I can't do anything. So I'm walking on, I'm thinking, I'm going to ignore this. And I hear, hey! So I thought, I'm going to meet fire with fire. So I turned around and I used a big expletive. What do you want? As I turned around, it was actually a seagull. And it was a seagull going, hey, hey, but it sounded like a bloke shouting at me. Just as I turned around and had the expletives fired at this seagull, one of the guys that does the street cleaning came walking along and said, are you all right, Rossie? Oh, gosh, I'm just having the seagull.
Yeah, I'm just having a go here with this seagull.
I mean, it was like, I laugh now. I was in agony then.
I know, and then you're fuming because you've had a little laugh at yourself and your ribs are done in and you're like, oh. So we've got a few people listening in. So Ali Moff's my Bezzy from years ago. So she says she loves this. Liz Bentley, so I was with Liz today. She says, great show. And then Dave says, does Rossie remember going to Steve Coogan's gig at the Echo? It didn't go well for Alan Partridge that night.
I do remember that, yeah. I do remember. I remember going to that gig. It was good up until a point when he did some medieval kind of sketch, and it just didn't.
Bombed.
I'm a big fan, by the way, so
yeah.
It was some really good elements that night.
Amazing. So moving forward, are you doing any more charity things? Are you staying breakfast? Because you used to have a co-host, didn't you, on your breakfast, and now it's just you. So is there any plans of bringing somebody, or are you just rocking it on your own?
It was Claire Simo, and we had a great chemistry. We had a fabulous chemistry. No, that's not really up to me. My boss, because most breakfast shows are either 2s or 3s these days, or maybe more. Mm-hmm. My boss likes the fact that the only national breakfast show in the UK, which is flying solo, with one voice, is mine. Yeah. And he seems to like, the way that goes. So so with one person doing it, I get away more music, because when the two people are chatting, you're going to chat a little bit more, albeit entertaining content. So he likes the format of one voice, bit more music, and the features that I do in between the tunes. So he's quite happy with that, and it seems to be working. Fingers crossed.
Definitely,
we'll see tomorrow.
Brilliant.
Oh yeah, round is sound.
Fingers round, all is sound. Yeah,
that's it.
Brilliant. And we do a bit. It doesn't come on till later in the show, but I've got a strong feeling you might have a couple of bits to tell us. We have a portion, as you probably know, called Red Face, and it's like an embarrassing thing that's happened to us in the week. But I think you maybe have some things that you could share.
So we've just had a fight with a seagull.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad. Well, I thought, if you'd have been quick, you could have said to the street cleaner, that's how I trained. I battled seagulls.
One of the most embarrassing things that ever happened to me was on a tube in London, and it was during my chefing career. And it's really, really bad. Obviously, it's not intentional whatsoever. But I was on the tube, and I was reading a newspaper, and I used to have this big leather jacket. It was kind of sort of from the 80s, yeah? And it was, you know, it was a leather jacket and a belt that went through like this and that. And the belt used to fall loose.
Oh, God.
So don't worry, nothing popped out.
Yeah, clothes on.
Whoa.
So I'm standing on the tube this morning, and I'm reading the paper, and I'm holding on to that thing that you used to hold on to. And the tube was quite busy. And as I'm reading the paper, I feel, oh, my belt is sliding down. Basically, I thought my belt was pulling out and sliding down my front. So I let go, and I went like this to grab my belt. But because of the paper, I couldn't see. But it was some woman who was getting off the train. She was bending over to pick up her bag. So as I put my hand down, it went in the back of her head. So her hair, she looked up. And she couldn't work out. And I went, oh my God. And I tried to explain to her that I thought the belt in my coat was going down. Hence, I was reaching for the belt. And I ended, but her hair was all, it was like Wurzel Gummages. And I went, oh my God, here's a lady who's just going to work. And she's just got like a whack effectively in the back of the head from some great big Irish fella who's reading a newspaper and thinks that was, I mean, that's like 30 years ago and I still haven't got over it.
They're the best ones, aren't they? When just a random thing. Like Chandra last week, I'm still in bit of it when she just linked a random stranger in Asda. But the funniest bit about that was the fella didn't react to you. He just like let you link him, which I think is classic. He was just bothered.
That was a while ago. Couldn't just say it wasn't recent. That was a few years ago. I thought that's my life.
Your weekly occurrence, isn't it?
Yeah. The people at the Battler had to show me again how to move my feet when I was doing the drums again. But they only showed me twice, not 4 times like the week before. So I'm taking that as improvement.
Massive improvement. And then this week they'll show you once. So do you know the Battler story, Rossie? Do you know that Sandra's playing the
drums in town? You see them.
Are you? Yeah. Are you? Is this like the? This like the Brazilian?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah. My friend plays. Dave plays in that.
Oh, Dave who runs it.
Well, no, Dave Philwell, his name is.
Yeah, he's the conductor and everything.
All right.
The page. Is he? Yeah, quite a slim chap.
No.
He's
not big. He's not big.
It's not him then. There is a.
No.
You'll have to find out who the Dave is now.
Causing murder, yeah. I don't. There's only a few chaps though. There aren't many chaps there at all.
Is this the Brazilian thing that comes up late and comes up Catherine Street and everything once a year?
Yeah.
You know when they do all the when they do all the drumming and they swing the drums around the head and all that. Well, Sandra's going to be one of them. We can't wait for the real show.
Next week is week 4 of newbie school. Anyway. It was like the sorting hat. You had to pick the drum. So I've picked the easiest drum, obviously, because I'm like lack coordination. But I can follow time with music. Yeah. I just can't move my feet as well. So yes, thank you. I've got the biggest drum of all. And he said, we need people for this. The thing, you have to hook it on. You've got a thing like this. And you like that kind to walk. And the thing moves. It's hilarious. And everyone's doing all these complex things, and I just have to go like that so I can follow it. But there are a few variations where you have to do the odd things. Anyway, there's this bit, and you have to go like this, up in the air and back down again. But I kept whacking myself with the thing, and they're like that.
Yeah.
Whack and blow, honest to God, because I kept hitting myself.
I can't wait.
Don't be.
Oh yeah. So Anne Ellinson's listening in, and Anne says she can't wait to see that Sandra Scott. Oh. And Alison Telfer's listening in, and she says hi, Simon.
Hi,
Alison Telfer. Yeah. She might know.
I know Alison. Good evening, Alison. Hope you're well. Hi, Paul.
Yeah, and Paul. Yeah, so they're yogis. Alison does all the yogi and the relaxed kids and the mindfulness with all the kids and stuff like that.
Fantastic.
Yeah. No, we can't wait to see the Battler. Can we? So what's happening with the Chinese New Year? Are you doing anything for the weekend?
Well, we will do it the weekend. I did suggest that we would do. So I do all the cooking in our house, and as you could probably hear, Emma's just arrived in. So there's the right. Am I allowed to mention where I get some stuff? So
Yeah.
Get these Welsh dragon sausages from a guy called Chicken George in St John's Market, which I love.
Yes, everyone knows Chicken George.
We've met Angie's dad. We know him. My mum used to make me carry all the chickens when I was a kid. That's been going forever. Yeah.
So I've got Welsh dragon sausages which have seared off, and I've done with thickly sliced onions which have caramelized in a curry gravy, and saffron rice. So that's what I planned to do. And then I said to Emma, shall we do something oriental? And she says, save it for the weekend. I want my sausages and onion curry gravy.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah. So what's your speciality when you're cooking? What's your speciality?
I can make a decent curry. I can make a very authentic curry. In fact, I can make and some Arabic dishes. Some of my Arab friends say it's better than home style cooking. So.
Oh
wow!
Arabic food's just divine, isn't it? Well,
yeah.
Saudi as well. Yeah.
It was amazing. The food in Saudi was everything that I didn't think it was going to be. Well, Saudi was everything I didn't think it was going to be. It was amazing. Yeah. So, what are you going to cook at the weekend then for your Chinese New Year?
There's a good chance we might pop out and maybe have a dim sum sort of buffet kind of thing or something like that.
Nice.
We might, or I might do a little Oriental chicken noodle kind of thing, or with cashew nuts and stuff. I'm not sure. But one way or the other, we will celebrate Chinese New Year properly at the weekend with food.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
there's lots going on in the bombed out church.
Yeah, there is. Which isn't too far from me. Literally a hop, skip, and a jump from my house.
Yeah. So and I don't know if they've got when they normally do the parade, the dragon comes out and stuff. So
along Berry Street and stuff like that. Yeah, it's tremendous. Yeah. Oh, I'll be there on Sunday. I'll be cheering on.
Yeah, we'll be there on Saturday. I think we're going to go, and it's the Granby festival on Saturday as well.
Yeah, of course. You know something? It's the first Saturday of the month.
Okay.
We do they do that. We live literally where we live by Faulkner Square.
Yeah,
it's so close, and we've never been to that. So maybe we'll do that Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's on Saturday. Only that it popped up. So one of my friends, Michelle, she is an artist and she creates all amazing art. And she's got a stall there. And she sent me the little thing. And she, so I think it's 10 till 3 or something like that on Saturday. So that'll be quite cool to go down. But didn't realise it was every month. I thought it was just.
Yeah, I think it's the first Saturday of every month. So I'm told. Yeah. But it's a real shame we've never been. I'm definitely going to rectify that on Saturday morning. We're going to do that with Nicky cool. Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe do a bit of lunch then.
Yeah. So we have a that was Poppy. That was the dog. She just jumps all over the place. Normally I sit upstairs, and today I thought I'll sit downstairs because the internet connection's been a bit rubbish, and she's just on the couch, but she's just bouncing everywhere. So we have a shout out to any grown-ups. So any grown-ups who've done amazing things this week. So first I want to give a shout out to Danny de Brabander. So Danny de Brabander was one of our first guests. An amazing human being, and he's been in hospital all over Christmas because he'd had a relapse with his bowel cancer, and he had his Christmas Day dinner on, I think it was Sunday, so it was 37 days after Christmas dinner because he's home now, and he looks amazing, and they've just raising loads and loads of money, aren't they? And they're just doing amazing things. So big shout out to him, and hope you stay home rather than going back in again. San, any grown-ups?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Liz Harry, who has just designed. We've got a big, massive. It's a selfie spot, and she made me laugh. She said, "Gaz goes to me on seeing the sign. Didn't you just type it out?" And she was like, "No, Gav. I created the font, designed each letter, etc. And it's amazing. And it's on the waterfront there, opposite the Albatross. Big, massive Liverpool in white letters." So brilliant. Get your photos taken, get it online, keep the tourists coming, because that's the biggest source of our economy in the city. So we need to keep all of that happening. So shout out to her. Well done. Yeah.
Rossie, any grown-ups? I'm sure you've got loads of grown-ups to give a shout out to.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lovely email from a lady this morning that listens every morning, and listener in Liverpool, Jane Kelly and her husband, they did a lovely thing. They did Dry January, which is highly commendable and superb. I think I did a couple of Dry Mondays. But she did, her and her husband did Dry January. And what they did was they put a few bob away each week, what they would normally spend on the local, et cetera, et cetera. and they raised 600 quid, and they gave that to her dad's in a care home. I think it's the Cambridge House in Waterloo. So they've given that £600. So I thought, well, what a great thing to do, to do all of dry January, which is a really dull month. Even though it's my birthday month, it's incredibly dull. And to do that and then to give that money to the care home that looks after the dad, I think her and her husband deserve by the way, they did say there's going to be a very wet February. So
it's right. Happy days. Yeah, make up for it.
Tonight,
Yeah, there's lots of people who do dry January, isn't there? And it is an amazing thing. I don't. I've never done it. And there's a new one, isn't it? Is it Detox February or something like that, where you don't eat chocolate in February? I thought, well, I'll do that, but I've had a bar of chocolate today, and I thought it's the first, so no good for that one either.
No way. My wife did give up chocolate for Lent one year, and she did it really despite me, because I said there's no way she would do it, so she dug her heels in and did it. But there's a bar of chocolate in the fridge awaiting her for after she finishes her tea tonight. So
amazing.
So she'll not be doing that no choc February. Why do people keep coming up with these obstacles for us in life? You know what I mean?
I know, it's like it's tough enough, isn't it, to then stop doing all this sort of stuff, isn't it?
Definitely.
So Tom's listening in. Tom's in New Orleans, and he's doing dry January. Well, you can have a drink today, Tom, because it's February.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So he's
a bit early for him over there, though. Wait till he comes past the yard on. Oh, it is now for him. Yeah.
Is it February now? Is he laughing?
No, it is February, yeah, but it's he's only just in the afternoon, isn't he? So
I don't know what the time difference is. Yeah.
New Orleans about 5 hours, isn't it?
Yeah. It varies between 6 and 5. 5 now. There you go. You can have a little drink before your dinner.
You're all right.
A aperitif for you.
So we tend to do a skill share. So a skill that you've got, Rossie, that you could possibly share with people, that somebody could. So some of our skill shares have been about. One of our skill shares have been about how to get red wine out of the carpet, how to put egg yolk in something that makes your hair go a bit shiny when Bri-ra's on. And possibly it could be to do with, maybe a little skill that you could do with cooking, or it could do with maybe if somebody wanted to do radio, or if somebody wanted to, I don't know, whatever you think that's a nice little skill that you could share with people.
Oh God, kind of on the spot. I'll tell you what I do use quite a bit to thicken soups and to thicken curries. I make my curries quite wet. Okay, I make them quite wet. And then I'll add in spinach at the end, because we all like spinach on a curry. That's fine.
Yeah.
Now, I like the spinach still to be really, really green. But while it's tasty, but it's still very liquidy, a really nice way to thicken it, and it gives it a lovely, lovely texture, is a couple of spoonfuls of smash or powdered potato. It works great in curries, stews, by the way, scouse. If you make your scouse wet and braise it, put a little bit more stock than you normally would do. Just a couple of teaspoons of powdered potato works a treat, and also great for thickening vegetable soup. If you make a big pot of vegetable soup, you think needs a bit of body, just use that.
Oh, I would never have done that.
That's bad from an Irishman advocating to use powdered potato, but I do, and it works.
What a great tip!
That is a top tip.
Do you know what? I don't think I've ever made powdered potato. Although my friend Stuart, he used to do powdered potato in a cup, and then he used to put cheese in and mix it, and then pour gravy in. Yeah. And then he used to eat it like in a mug. Like a
pot noodle, but
a potato pot noodle with cheese, and a bit of gravy.
You know what? If you came in on a Saturday night, you'd had a few too many. That would be just delicious, wouldn't it? Really.
My mum used to make us. My mum used to leave us, but we were proper well looked after, me and my brother. And she used to make us butties and things like that, so that when we come in, we didn't make a mess of the kitchen. She used to make us our snacks.
That's really good thinking. That is really good thinking.
Yeah, so we didn't trash the whole place. Yeah. She used to make our snacks, so it was cool. Yeah. So we have positive challenges as well. So a positive challenge that people can go out and about and do a little positive challenge. So something that. What have we had for our positive challenges?
Knock on a neighbour, check it's all right. We've had baked biscuits for somebody. We've had all just stuff like that.
What was our positive challenge last week?
What was our positive challenge last week?
Since
then.
Well,
I do normally write it down.
Really is utilize things that I can do well. And for example, a mate of mine who lives just down the street from me, he lives on his own, so he had COVID all over Christmas. So I thought, I'm not letting him sit there in his pajamas and not have a Christmas dinner. So so I brought him down the full 9 yards. I mean, the full package, and he was ever so grateful. But I mean, it was no effort for me. So I was just, as long as he was happy, that was okay. So it's one of those. When my wife goes to see her dad once a week, he lives over by Frodsham way, that kind of way. I always send over a hamper of whatever I make this week. I'd always make an extra portion and batch it and freeze it. So he gets a delivery every single week. So it's finding out what people need, and then sort of, if you can do it and help them out, you know. And it's most times it's not even an effort, really, is it? And you get that great feeling of helping somebody else.
An act of kindness like that can really make a difference to how a person feels as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That, as you say, it's not so much effort, but it can have a big impact on the person who receives it. Definitely.
Yeah, we started our food club, didn't we? So we do exercise every morning, and then one of the girls, she lives on her own, and she works in a school, so she was having like a school dinner for her lunchtime. But then when she was getting home, it's quite hard sometimes, isn't it, to cook for yourself? And so we created a food club, didn't we? So we all take turns to cook something, and then we bring it in. So you'll end up with like, you can cook a lunch, you can cook a dinner, you can cook tea, a breakfast, whatever you want, and then you go home with some food, because your accountability is if somebody's cooked for you, you've then got to cook for them. So you've then got to sort of think, oh, well, I've got to prepare something because I've got to cook for all those other people as well. So we're only 2 weeks in, and we've had some boss foods, haven't we?
Oh, well, she made the nicest food. We had a butternut squash risotto, she did. Because Helen and I are vegan, and I'm gluten-free as well. So gorgeous, absolute. I know, I'm going for a meal with it's my friend's 40th, and we're going to a restaurant in Southport on Saturday, and I've been mortified, and they were going, well, will you have a lamb kebab? And I was like, I feel dead awkward in the group, you know. But anyway, that's another story. We'll hear tales of that next week, no doubt. But she made this butternut squash, and it was lovely. Speaking of which, have you and Phil had your soup tonight, Hal?
No, I'm saving our soup for tomorrow because Phil's prepared the tea for tonight.
Has he?
So I don't know. It's a surprise. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take my soup to work and have my soup tomorrow, and he's gonna have his soup. So Sandra made a lentil and tomato soup.
Might need salt. Tell him.
Okay. Sounds. We'll just eat it. Yeah. So and I took my auntie and uncle. They live over the water, and they're like, you know, and I make a roast dinner in a tray, and I did it last week, the week before? So I made a roast dinner in a tray, and I did jackfruit. So I did jackfruit with the meat, and I took it over. It's like dead funny. You'll be listening in somewhere, and I took it over, and then you just had to put it in the oven, and then that's cool, isn't it? Because you just had to heat it up a little bit. So I was like, oh, what do you think of the jackfruit? But he was like, it's got no taste and doesn't do anything. So I don't think he was impressed with the jackfruit.
It does need a little bit of seasoning. It definitely does.
Yeah, I put like bits and pieces, and I thought, oh yeah, it's cool, but
it's nice in a wrap or something like that, though. If you have it in like a wrap and things.
You made pasties, didn't you, when we went up Mulvama? That was cool, wasn't it? You made pasties for us, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. I did. Can't remember. Did Hetty a gluten-free one as well, which she liked. Oh yeah, that was with the jackfruit, the pasties. I forgot about that.
Yeah. You sound
everyone liked that.
I know. So we want to say a massive thank you, Rossie. You've been up at 4 o'clock this morning, and then you've still been able to come on the show tonight. So massive thank you for your time. So thank you so much. And we're going to put you on the spot again, because we always close the show with like a closing quote. So a little positive mantra that possibly you live by to close the show. And Peter Lloyd's listening in, who's the award-winning gardener, Peter Lloyd, and he's been our guest before. And he says, great show this evening. So nice one, Peter. Thank you so much. So Rossie, just like a little, is there a mantra that you live by? Do you sort of have a little positive quote in your head or something that we can close the show with?
Yes, and it's a quote that I heard many years ago, and it still rings true in my ears, and it's I sort of live by it. And you know, in many ways, I'm in a privileged position for what I do, and I get a lot of things. I come across a lot of things that a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do. But it's a line, and it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And I think if you live by that, you'll do okay. And I
like
think
that.
There's no truer words. So.
And you've been very nice coming on our show today.
Yeah.
And you've made me feel very important.
Yay! It's a win-win all round.
Fabulous guest.
Yeah.
So
massive thank you to you, Sandra, as always. Massive thanks to Rossie, and everybody will be listening to Greatest Hits Radio. He needs his ratings to be even higher than last time when they put the survey out. So share it with everyone. John Howie says brilliant mantra. John Howie likes a mantra, doesn't he?
Nice one, John. Nice one.
On positive quotes. So I want to say a massive thank you and a good night to everyone, and we'll see you all next week.
Okay, God bless you. Thank you very much for having me on.
Thank you.
So much for coming.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh.